Okay, who is Lester Greenspoon? When cannabis was illegal, Lester Greenspoon's website, well, it was a place you could go, and he was, she blinded me with science kind of guy. You can still go there. Requiem for a Dream, it's when Helen Burstyn watched too many game shows and she became part of the fantasy, and then her real world wasn't jibing with her watching game shows, and she was popping a lot of quaaludes. Ludes and tudes. What are ludes and tudes? We talked about this the other day. Latuda is the modern day chemical cocktail. The Rolling Stones in, I don't know, 1972, they said, "Go running for the shelter of your mother's little helper." Mother's little helpers were uppers and downers, barbiturates, amphetamines, Benzedril, bennies, quaaludes, ludes. Pop a couple of ludes and we're going to the school dance because I'm 15-year-old Doug McKeon and this is an after school special and we're going to tell you all about the dangers of people taking quaaludes. I never heard of this stuff before. I don't know. I was about 15 years old and it was on TV. I don't know. We got off at 3:30, so it was probably on at like 4 o'clock, 4 to 5 o'clock. I think it was on then, or to 6 o'clock. And they used to have ABC network. It was supposed to be public safety, educate the children on the dangers of drugs, and the drug that was dangerous was quaaludes. Ludes and tudes. You get some quaaludes and then you get some Latuda. I don't know, Latuda is some other fucking shit that you're supposed to take. Did you know that the stuff that they, there's cocaine. Now that's illegal, except I think they can use it for topical freezing. But mostly they're going to use benzocaine, like that's the stuff that's in solar cane and analogs, similar chemical substances. Quaaludes, ludes and tudes. Mother's little helper, go for running for the shelter. Chemical substances that are used to make you feel more energetic or more calmed down. I don't know, ludes and tudes. Quaaludes, you get them from one doctor. Well, I don't know. In the olden days when they talked about this, 1950s, this is Drug Culture as written up by William S. Burroughs in his pulp fiction books that were sold in neighborhood drugstores. And they depicted 1950s big city America, where there was storefront clinics where you could go and a walk-in clinic for a doctor, and you could in that case Burroughs was addicted to opiates, so he would go in to a croaker. Croak is the sound that a bullfrog makes. Croak. I don't know, I can't do it very well. Croaker, spelled the same way. A croaker. If someone croaked, if a human croaked, someone croaked. Who croaked? Joey's grandma croaked. Died. Croaked. A croaker was somebody that could give you pills that are strong enough to make you die. Yes. You get a strong dose of some kind of an opiate, and they say it can kill you. Is it really true? That's another topic that we're going to call Fortean Times, after Charles Fort, F-O-R-T, who had a magazine, Fortean Times, which is like Ripley's Believe It or Not. MUFON, which is Mutual UFO Reporting Society, tracking things. Talamasca, which is a mythological group given to us by author Anne Rice. People who have money and they use their time and money to track ghosts, vampires, werewolves, extraterrestrials, demonic, supernaturals, angelics, extraterrestrials. There's negative and positive according to the stories. Buddhas. Okay, we have to be moving along. Okay, other things that you need to know today. We're talking about 1970 and the hippie. And being a hippie today means what? Well, go and buy some incense that you can take home and burn it in your bedroom. It's a good idea to get a ceramic plate, a big plate. And then if you're going to put something that you're going to burn, like incense, put it there in the middle of the plate. So if something falls over, that the ceramic is going to catch it and nothing is going to get caught on fire. You could also get spray. If you don't want to burn it, then they also, at those incense places, they have spray where there's an infusion of the smell of a plant or something. And you can just spray it in a water spray bottle. You can use, we like Aloha. It's a spray that gets smells away. It's being blocked, the name of it. Febreze Aloha spray. Etc. We have very strong grabby energy. What is grabby energy? It grabs me by the testicles. It wants to rip them off if I don't, I don't know. It doesn't say what it wants. It just wants to do that. Horrible energy. It's terrorist energy. It's pain body energy. Yes, that's a big clue. Pain body links us to the spiritual teacher Eckhart Tolle, Tolle. He's on YouTube. And in his book, The Power of Now, he talks about pain body, which is people being possessed by an energy field of negativity, toxic negativity. And that is the energy that I'm feeling right now. Eckhart Tolle said the way that you fight it, pain body, is your awareness. Being present in the now moment and being with, well, there's nobody else here, so I got to be with the energy because it's here now. And he said your awareness will burn it out, whatever the horrible energy is. It might take a long time, well, especially on planet Earth where there's like, I don't know, we came out of hell. Up until 1987, Earth technically was a hell world where the collective of all humanity calibrated under 200 on the scale of human consciousness. In 1987, groups of people that wanted to shift consciousness did group meditations, and the collective did jump over 200. Enormous change from negativity to positivity. So we did drag a lot of old control structures and old people, and old ways and old things, and old cultural things that were considered normal and cherished, like hunting for food, for example. Military pride in, a long line of people that are part of a military tradition in the family. So much so that someone feels obligated to go into the military because the family has this history, carrying on the family history. Toxic. That's toxic behavior. Narcissism. There's a narcissist right here. You can't see him, but he's walking away. Because he's going in for a job interview and he's walking through the parking lot wearing a black mask. We don't have to wear black masks anymore. They took the mandate off, and people that are volunteering to take jabs, virtue signaling, I'll do anything. Not only to get a job, I'll just do anything. It's a sexual role in like BDSM or whatever you call that. Submissive. It's supposed to be like a kinky thing to play around in the bedroom once with. It's not supposed to become your whole life. That's what happened to fictional person Hannibal Lecter, The Silence of the Lambs. You're not supposed to go and take, stock characters from horror movies and then take that character and wear that character as you. That's not authentic, it's derivative, and quite often it makes you prone to criminal behavior. If you're not your authentic person, then you're low vibe tribe. You're acting. Anyways, you have to raise yourself on the scale of human consciousness. Transcending the Levels of Consciousness by David R. Hawkins is the recommended textbook. He's also on YouTube, David R. Hawkins. Okay, what else do you need to talk about? Well, I don't know. Why are people going to a job fair to get Joe jobs? Not knowing who they are. In the olden days, Aboriginal people would go off on a vision quest. I don't know, 15 years old, and it'd be the summer, maybe it'd be July, and they would, get dropped off, and, forested bush road, bush area, and maybe they would be given, in the old days, I don't know what they would be given. You'd have to go live off the land for a while. Anyway, modern day, you'd have to go and live by yourself alone. Well, some people, even in your own city, you have to live on your own and in your own tiny apartment, a studio apartment, but you have to live alone. You have to shop at the grocery store. And you have to vacuum your little studio apartment. And you got to get a hot plate and make your own coffee. Boil it out of the tap. Water out of the tap, and you go to Value Village and you get a $15 kettle. And you boil water on a hot plate. And you might have to go and order a specialty item. Hot plate. Rhoda Morgenstern would have a hot plate. An electrical thing for boiling water in a kettle. For small, tiny apartments. Rhoda Morgenstern was Mary Tyler Moore's neighbor in the apartment building where Mary Tyler Moore lived on the TV show. And she had dinner parties with Lou Grant, her boss. Edward Asner was the president of Screen Actors Guild, we think. And he was supposed to be somebody for the people, but Screen Actors Guild doesn't give me a paycheck, and they should, because they filmed a movie once in my hometown. Everyone was in it from miles around. The Tragically Hip, it was a national band in Canada that told us that story, and yet we still haven't been paid because there are people that do watch us. Corey Good, whistleblower, it calls them the Anshar. They're another species, extraterrestrial. Well, they say they originated from Earth. They're us in another timeline. And there's one guy who's 1,000 years old. 1,000 years old. Old man Anshar. Corey Good said he watches us on his TV. You, me. The TV show Sense8 on Netflix. I haven't watched it, but that shows you how they invade you and body snatch you.